Give us the
Holy
intro.
cow, I've got my bat nipples ready to go, and it's time for Squares the Roundtable podcast with Mike Boyle
Hi.
and Ivan Rivera. Hi! Oh, God. I don't know what
Happy
that
Monday,
was about.
right?
Yeah, everybody got their bat nipples in a bunch?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I got my bat panties in a bunch.
Yeah. Well, there were no bat panties
Panty
on the... There were no bat panties on the Joel Schumacher Batman, who is now passed away at 80. In fairness, there's a lot of other things that Joel Schumacher is well known for. He had quite a few other movies.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but
I wanted to read this quote. This is from an article from him in Esquire. Quote, "I know I'll always go down over the nipples on Batman, starting with Batman Forever," he said. "Such a sophisticated world we live in, where two pieces of rubber the size of erasers on old pencils, those old little nubs, can be an issue. It's going to be on my tombstone. I know it."
Wait, they were on the Val Kilmer one?
Yeah.
Not just the George Clooney one.
Well, no, that is the George Clooney one.
Yeah, the George Clooney one had the nipples, but I don't remember
Right.
the Val Kilmer one had.
No, he didn't do the Val Kilmer one. He only did the George Clooney one.
I thought he did 2 Batman films.
Nah.
Okay, it was just Batman and Robin? Okay.
Just Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
he only did Batman and Robin. He didn't
I,
do...
I watched it in its entirety eventually. I didn't see it in the theater. Because by then I was like, just George Clooney. Okay.
Everyone freeze.
Oh, we've talked about on the show about all the corny ice jokes from Arnold. Yes.
Yes.
You know that I've been trying to watch that Harley Quinn series, that animated series, but it's just it's like if Justice League Unlimited was written by a 14-year-old boy. It's just juvenile to the point where I can't get past it.
Well, yeah, it's definitely written that direction
That
to
style.
play to that
and
audience.
It wears
Yeah,
on me. I can't sit through 20 minutes of that.
Yeah, definitely written from that erection. Yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Erection?
That direction.
I know, direction.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not what you said, but okay.
I need to clean my earbuds. I thought I heard something different.
Yeah. I heard something pop up, but that was just me.
Something spring into action there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting your rise.
But no,
I think,
it has some good character moments, and sure, it'd be neat to see what they do in this universe. But when they just go down that low road, and it's like
people really seem to like that show, though.
Yeah,
you and I seem to be in the minority on that. I mean, because my feeling on it is I thought I didn't have some of the problems you had with the lowbrow humor. My problem was just when I thought it was going to do something really, really funny, it just seemed to kind of fizzle out.
Yeah,
and it never got to something where it was
drag
really
out hilarious. Yeah, exactly.
Right. I was like, okay, kind of spoilers, but there's the one episode where she's at Penguin's kid's bar mitzvah, and
right.
I'm like, this has the makings of something hilarious.
Great comedy potential.
Yeah. I mean, total hilariousness. I mean, it's like, these guys are geniuses. I would never have thought about having Penguin's kid have a bar mitzvah.
And all the Gotham villains are there. Just
right,
because they
and all
have
the
to
Gotham
be.
villains are there, and something, and you could have done a lot with it. It just...
Yeah, and just some great talent, with Alan Tudyk as the Joker, he does great. He's like a mix between, he's got a bit of that Mark Hamill in him, but he makes it his own. Mm-hmm. Maybe a little bit of, what's his name? Ralph Maggio. It was the voice of Bender, but he's sort of like in that realm too.
Oh, Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio.
Is it Joe DiMaggio?
I
no,
think
not
so.
Joe.
No.
What is his name? DiMaggio. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but anyway, and I like Kaylee Cuoco as the voice of, as Harley, but I do
enjoy the wacky characterizations on Batman and Jim Gordon too. Mm-hmm. I do like those.
But the writing, when you go back to the great episodes we had in the Batman TAS, and those were great moments. We had great character moments and great scenes, great writing. But this is just caters too much to the college frat crowd. And it's not for me.
Well, it caters a lot to and this is why I keep laughing, because people sit there and say, oh, Suicide Squad, that really didn't do well. Yeah? Look at all the Harley Quinn shit that it spawned. I mean, everything that you're seeing is based on that movie, because they don't portray Harley as real. Quinn. Right. And they don't portray her as particularly genius in any of these movies either. No. Even though technically she is.
Yeah,
I mean, she's a freaking psychologist. She's a freaking genius. She had a doctorate.
Yeah, she should be able to anticipate and study with her study in human behavior. But anyway, it's just, no, it's not for me. And that's unfortunate because I want to like it more, but I can't.
Well, maybe it'll get better. Who knows? In fairness, I'm not picking up DC Universe anytime soon to go watch it, so it'll figure.
So, Jeff, what else you do this week?
Well, I figure we'd start with Ivan, but okay.
All right. Oh, we can start.
Actually, you know what the thought is? Here's a thought. We never get to Mike. Mike should start.
A lot of times, yeah, I've noticed that. Sometimes I say, hey, Ivan, how was your week? And he'll talk about his week. And then we toss it over to Jeff, and then things just drift over to
we need to start with Mike. Ask you, what's happened in your week?
Nothing. No, I'm just kidding.
And this is why we never get to Mike.
Exactly. Now we let's see what I've been doing. I finished my MP shelf. I'm planning just to get a glass case for my other Masterpiece Transformers in my area and my little man cave. And well, of course, Sunday was Father's Day, so played it low key, visited with a friend, and then just grilled some burgers out on Sunday. But no, just work, just work. It's tiring me down, making me tired. I'm like the. All right, you want to hear the one? All right, this is the winner of the week. Okay.
Yes.
All right, Thursday,
Mike's
Friday.
Wait,
Father's.
Mike, hold on. Mike's winner of the week. Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
Yeah. Lady walks up to me because a lot of grown ass people, they don't know how to change batteries in things like their key fobs and even like garage door clickers. They don't know how to open the garage door clickers.
Well,
Lady handed me the garage door clicker and asked me, "Does this run on batteries?"
No.
And I just wanted to put my head in my hands. I mean, and I cannot roll my eyes hard enough. And I was like, no, it's elfin magic. It's static electricity. You stuff
how
your feet.
old was she?
She was an older, not quite retired age, but she was a little older.
Okay. We're not
talking what is it? What do you think it runs on? I'm sorry.
Farts.
Yeah. The blood of your enemies. I don't know.
The blood of your enemies. Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, I've got a coworker who's retired, and I got a kid who's going to college in 2 months because I just found out last week that he's not be doing Zoom classes from home. He's going to a campus, so that means we're going to lose him in a month and a half to 2 months. So, it's like, okay, so I took the initiative. I'm going to take a week off in July before he leaves in August, and I need to relax. I need to rest and recharge the batteries. I'm just getting so burned out from work. I've been through this whole pandemic thing, and it's for work. It's the busiest I've ever worked at this place in my life, and I'm be working more hours too. So until they hire somebody, so I'm just really stressed out.
Mike should go on strike.
I'm not gonna go on strike. I need to keep chasing that paper. I wish I could afford to go on strike.
You should go on strike. That way you get more paper.
Yeah, maybe. Well, once evaluation comes, and I'll take a week off, and they'll see how they work without me. But no, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it's been good. I'm just trying to keep my spirits up, and we've been just hanging here, and looking forward to seeing some friends next week. And I think we have another game night schedule. I don't know this weekend or not. We'll see, but maybe next weekend. But like I said, I traveled to see a friend yesterday, and driving to and fro, driving past all the restaurants and seeing the outdoor dining on Father's Day. A lot of people out and about when the weather's nice on Father's Day, and and that's it's everyone's done. Everyone's done with the masks, and it's unfortunate that this I'm starting to despise having to wear this thing 7.5 hours a day, and I understand why I have to. I still do. But when I see other people just walking nonchalantly without one, you know how I feel. Oh well.
Well, I mean, here's the here's the thing with all of this, which is, and this is where I laugh. We on social media they have those pictures where they say about how could you go a year without X, Y, or Z to get X number of dollars. Like could you go without electricity, blah blah blah, or this, and live in this place for like a year and get like 50,000 or $1 million or something like that. I am now pretty much convinced that all those people who said yes are liars.
Yeah. The answer is a resounding no, because
the answer is a resounding no.
Although I was ready to cut my own hair, but my family wouldn't let me. Otherwise, I'd have been okay with the whole lockdown situation. I mean, I don't go out much. I mean, it's nice to go to a restaurant now and then, but takeout's fine too. We can eat at home. And watching movies online, okay, sure. But I don't. Although we're talking about the theaters too. The theaters are coming back soon. Apparently, end of July. Theaters are going to start opening again. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But like I said, there's some up. My week's been just okay. I've made it through. So
you made it through the wilderness. Somehow you made it through.
I made it through.
Mm-hmm.
Ivan, how was your week?
My week was good. I mean, did a number of things. I mean, went to visit my mom for a little bit, and then was over there visiting. That was cool. Got to hang out in the backyard and just do some talking and just hanging out with her. Let's see. Then I had my Twitch specials. On Sunday, I did 2 distinctive shows. The one I did was a song for my father, which I dedicated to my dad, because this is the first Father's Day that I didn't have my dad. So I went ahead and I dug into the archive of his music, and I brought out all of his favorite records and tied it up with a nice little bow and presented it to the world. All of his favorite music and things that that were in the family for many, many, many years. And then the Sweet Soulful Sunday followed immediately right after that, and then got involved into that for 5 hours, which was cool, and a lot of people attended, and it was it was a lot of fun. Got to play.
Well, it wasn't live, right? It was just on Twitch, right?
Yes, it was live.
Right, on Twitch, not in person, right?
Yeah, well, it's live through the internet.
Right, I'm just double checking.
Yeah, because I had a very interesting thought that the guys from Harlem Nights Players, they're like, oh, we're thinking about trying to do something in September, and I'm thinking in my mind, well, I hope they got another engineer because I'm not coming out to do nothing.
I'm hoping by September we're gonna be.
Well,
maybe this will be okay, but well.
Well, I still have my apprehensions about things, because right now I just think that I've been noticing that we've been going through phases just a little too fast for my liking.
Yep.
And I just don't feel sure. I mean, I've been keeping up with my my COVID testings and everything. In fact, I just got my third week's test scores today.
So you're how often you're getting tested off?
I'm getting tested every week for 10 weeks.
Okay. Neat.
And through the Let's Get Checked website, I'm part of this. This program where everything that they test out with me is actually being able to do something so that everybody else can get tested, sooner than later. So I guess you could say I'm kind of a guinea pig for the things that they're sending my way to test for COVID, and so far so good. So that gives me a lot of peace of mind, but it doesn't give me enough peace of mind to, interact with the masses just yet. Okay, because now they're talking about having people come inside the restaurants and come inside places. I mean, for me personally, no, I'm not comfortable being inside of a restaurant just yet because there's just too many things that can go wrong. Mm. And the outdoor dining thing, yeah, as nice as that may be, I still don't feel comfortable enough to want to be near everybody. It's just like, they're talking about opening up the parks and opening up the beaches and doing this and doing that. And for me, it doesn't benefit me. It only raises a red flag for me because I'm just thinking, oh my God, they're getting away. Oh no, and not that I'm in a panic about it, but I am deeply concerned because I know we're not opening because it's safe. We're opening because it's an economic thing. Okay?
Well, it's funny you say that.
And the numbers are going down.
Well, yeah, the numbers are going down, but I don't think the numbers are going down as fast as I would like them to.
Well, it's funny because you guys were talking about this, and it's funny because late last week after we had gotten done recording, there was an article I'd seen about, I guess there was a small gaming convention that took place in Florida, or a pop culture event that took place in Florida, a convention of some sort, and it was the Florida. This was June 15th. It was something called the Florida Toy Expos, and apparently the event started at 9 a.m. But the person who's writing this didn't show up until around 11.
Yeah,
didn't show up till 11. Took a photo outside. About 40% of the people were wearing masks. Let's just say it was a shit show. There were no sanitation stations, people without face masks. People not wearing, I know gloves is not a thing, but they didn't have one-way walkways.
No spacings?
Well, there's no room for social distancing at all at these. So.
Right. I mean, I'm looking at some of these pictures. I mean, there's people.
Yeah, it's assholes and elbows in some shots.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally. I mean, the only reason I'm mentioning this is.
Yeah, it's something I wouldn't feel comfortable in doing.
No.
Well, the only reason I figure I mention this now is because what Ivan's talking about is I feel better about things here than I would, like, for example, in, say, Florida where people are doing that. And it's like, you had a con and you thought that was a good idea?
Yeah, well, look at all the stuff that's happened in Atlanta. Look at all the stuff that happened in Texas just recently. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, you guys are trying to jump on the economic bandwagon, trying to rush through this thing in the hopes that it's all just a dream, but no. You're tempting fate. You're looking over the cliff.
Well, it's about finding balance because we all can't just hide in our homes forever.
Well, no, and I'm not saying that. Yeah, we should be, yelling.
I wish I could work from home. I wish I could just fix screens at home.
You have people that were able to make the home thing happen, but you can't make every job a home thing happening. Unfortunately, you have to leave the house. You have to go somewhere. You have to earn your keep. You have to keep the bills paid, But at the same time, I just my concern with it is just because I just think give me another month or two to sort it out. But right now, and I just like I was, to go back to my previous dialogue, unless Jeff is willing to give me a substantial amount of something for my work to actually be in a church basement around all these people to engineer a show, and the fact that the makeup of the people that go to these shows are elderly, which means that that's an even higher risk you're taking.
Exactly. We need to protect them.
Right.
Yeah, they're the first ones to tell you, hey, get out of my way, youngster. I want to go somewhere.
And it's just not a good feeling. It isn't.
I mean, seriously, I don't know about you, but I am finding older people are the ones who want to go out the most.
Well, it's because they're besides being older and knowing that they haven't got long to be here in the first place. Okay, yeah.
But they're the ones highest at risk.
But they're the ones that are highest at risk.
Yeah.
And yes, I'll be the first one to tell you, a lot of boomers are not heeding warnings. They're not heeding the situation. They're just like, we've gotten through worse than this. We'll get through this again. This is not as bad as it looks. Everybody's got this, pretzel logic going on and not seeing it for what it truly is. And therefore, you got this mindset that, my country, my rules, my life, my rights, I'll do what I want. Blah, and I'll just, COVID be damned. And, until you have to have a hole punched in your back, laying face down with a ventilator. Yeah. Mm. Okay. Punched in your back. Or worse
well,
yet,
that's, like I said, that's the ones that are, the highest, the ones that are highest to risk, and the ones that are, the less than with the 1%, I think.
Well,
people who contract the disease are the ones that have to go to a ventilator and have to be hospitalized.
Well, yeah, and then you got.
But it's all about. But the thing is, we don't hear the experts out here just saying, get 8 hours of sleep, take your vitamins, drink lots of water, just perform basic health things.
We need Hulk Hogan to say it.
That's right. We need the training with saying the prayers, eating vitamins, brother.
Yeah.
The 21's pythons are gonna save you from corona.
Did you realize the vitamins came? You realize the vitamins came a lot later after they started making Hulk Hogan vitamins, right?
Yeah.
That was not the part of the original
plan.
Hulk Hogan vitamins. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they started making Hulk Hogan vitamins, and then it was Sayer. It was and your vitamins. Suddenly, vitamins was part of it again. But yeah.
Well, vitamins also had like shall we say, a double entendre in the pro wrestling field. People misconstrued that as a different substance.
Yeah, that's a little bit later. By the way, apparently the Undertaker retired again. My comment on it is I'll believe it when I see it.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is Kiss's final reunion tour. That's it.
Well, apparently they've done this documentary, and he announced his retirement in this documentary he did for the WWE. And all I'm going to say is, I keep hearing he's retiring, and then I see him back in the ring. So when I don't,
he's got to pay rent that month.
Right. When I don't see him in the ring, that guy don't have to worry about paying rent for a long time. Mm-hmm. But when I see him not in the ring for 2 years straight, then I will know he's retired. Because seriously, otherwise, I'm not positive he won't be back in 5 minutes. That's how it is. I mean,
have there been any more wrestling events since the quarantine, over the pre-taped whatever WrestleMania? Are they still doing like?
Oh yeah, they're doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still doing. They're pre-taping a lot of stuff in advance. As a matter of fact, they've had a couple pay-per-views since then.
Okay.
They've started using some of their trainees as crowd. So they have had small crowds, but yeah, I mean they're still doing shows,
okay,
and still putting out product, which is rare right now. Hey, by the way, I saw something I thought was interesting. I was curious to hear you guys' thoughts on it. So the Hollywood Reporter put out the 1,600 different types of movie type people were surveyed for the 100 greatest movie quotes of all time.
Okay.
I don't really want to go through all 100.
No.
If you want, we can start at 20, and I can just start reading them out and see what your guys' thoughts are.
All right, yeah, let's go to 20. We'll start at 20 and go down.
Okay. From A Few Good Men, number 20, You Can't Handle the Truth.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You want me on that wall.
Yeah.
Great scene. Great scene.
Yeah. That's number 20. Number 19, Mike can do a better one than I can. I'll be back.
Yeah. From Arnold, the Tide.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't sleep with my housekeeper.
18,
then I said, I'll be back.
Yes, I'll be back. I did her from the back.
Oh.
What? There was a mirror. It was fine. I don't know. So number 18 is I See Dead People from The Sixth Sense.
Mm-hmm.
Number 17, Bond. James Bond.
That, I think we would be higher. I mean, they've had a lot of James Bond films.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he uses that line in every one. There might be one or two that he didn't, maybe in the earlier ones.
Right.
James Bond.
Well, is anyone looking forward to seeing the new James Bond? I guess it's coming at the end of the year now.
Is it? No. I have no idea when that's coming.
When they're pushing it.
No.
Okay, so that's 17.
Yeah.
That's 17.
Yeah.
16 is one of those movies that we talked about last week that nobody's seen, but we know all the quotes. We'll always have Paris from Casablanca.
Yeah.
Again from Casablanca, number 15. This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's funny. Here's number 14 from When Harry Met Sally. And the context, you need context for this line, which is,
I'll have what she, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll have what she's having.
The orgasm scene, yeah.
Right, you have to have the orgasm quote before you can do this. Anyway. Here's where I question. Like, number 13 is Why So Serious from Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight. Really?
And I don't think you said it like more than twice. Well, no, a couple of times because we was talking about, I don't know how I got these scars.
Yeah, I don't know that I buy that being that high. Number 12. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Yes, Mandy Patinkin.
Yes. Number 11. I am your father. From Mr. Darth Vader.
From the best dad in the galaxy.
The best evil dad in the galaxy. So that rounds out the top. That's the 11 through 20.
Okay.
Any thoughts on what you heard so far?
I just thought the James Bond would be higher because that's ranks a little higher up in the modern lexicon. No, well maybe once I hear the other 10, maybe it'll make more sense. But
Ivan, any thoughts there?
No, not so far.
Like I said, Why So Serious seems very high. Number 10. This does make sense. I use this way a lot. The first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club.
See, I didn't get it. I saw Fight Club. I don't get it.
That seems vague. It just does nothing for me.
It's too artsy for me.
Oh no, I've used that as a joke for years when we're talking about other things.
Yeah.
Where literally, like, I've used that as a joke reference where it's like the first rule of X is you don't talk about X and everybody laughs. So I can say that makes sense to me, but I can see how you guys might say that.
Well, because you modify it for the moment.
Right, but that's why it makes it popular is that people remember it from that movie. But yeah. Number 9, There's No Place Like Home from The Wizard of Oz.
Right.
Number 8 is, you do De Niro better than I do. You Talking to Me from Taxi Driver.
Yeah. And yeah, that was a good film.
Yet Another Casablanca at 7.
Played again,
of all
Sam.
the gin joints in the world, of all the gin joints in town, she walks into mine.
Yeah.
Number 6 is the movie I haven't seen yet, which is I'm gonna make you an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah, The Godfather.
The Godfather.
Yeah.
Number 5. So The Wizard of Oz has at least 2 in the top 10. Number 5 is Toto. I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of that's kind of transcendental. I mean, like watching Star Trek First Contact, and he says, "You're not in Montana anymore." Kind of like that same kind of line.
That whole making it to the moment, just like the previous,
like the Fight Club,
Club thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 4, which I think we'll all resonate with. May the Force be with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Number 3, and I do think this one belongs this high. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
From Jaws.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Yet Another Casablanca. Here's looking at you, kid, at number 2.
Uh-huh.
And number 1, this is the part I find most amusing considering the timing with everything going on with Gone with the Wind.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
From Gone with the Wind. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And now, and I was at the store the other day, and I'm like, oh my God, should I buy Aunt Jemima syrup and put it in the safe?
Okay.
It might be worth something.
Well, okay. I mean, we've gotten away from what happened with me this week, but I'll go into the Aunt Jemima dialogue. All right.
I thought you were talking about music. You were good.
No, but that's okay. Okay, but anyway,
we didn't get to Jeff yet.
No, I know, but that's fine.
That's all right.
Anyway,
well, go ahead, Jeff. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ivan.
Oh no. I mean, you were talking about Aunt Jemima, so yeah, I'm gonna pick up from there.
The cancel culture we're living in now.
What now?
The cancel culture we're living in now.
Well, I mean, does anybody know the origins of that whole thing?
I read an article. Mixed. Yeah, I read an article, but no, I don't know the full history of.
I've heard mixed. I've heard some people where it's like, I've heard mixed. I've heard mixed on both sides of it from a lot of different people and a lot of different people of different color. And I gotta be honest, at this point, I'm not sure if that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do.
Well, it's okay. It gets you to question now. All the things that we have grown up around all this time, and now with the new conscience that has taken over the country, concerning black people and such, I mean, does the changing of certain iconic situations going to make it so that it's more comfortable, or we're trying to rectify the evils over the last 1, 2, 3, 400 years in this country, and the fact that, we're taking down statues and we're changing the face of products like cream of wheat and Jemima, because
Uncle Ben's rice.
Uncle Ben's rice.
We talk about they're changing the look of. I don't know if you caught that with Dungeons and Dragons. It's changing the look of they're like orcs and stuff like that.
What? They're fantasy characters.
Well, what?
This is exactly what I mean.
What?
Okay, yes, this is exactly what I mean.
Well, maybe it's not orcs. I think it's like drow and stuff like that. Well, but drow does have that connotation.
But the point of the matter is, why? Okay, if was this something of the black concern before it all came to light? Or was it just an accepted part of what was? Okay. And, alright, you could call, okay, and Aunt Jemima, for the most of it, was the person that made Aunt Jemima through her recipe and such, you know, became very rich, and it wasn't the person that created the syrup and the recipe. It wasn't her idea to go ahead and present the product on the bottles. Or, you know, I mean, because they're also talking about Mrs. Butterworth now, too, as well. And, okay, and now, ask a black person, you know, does this disturb you?
By the way, they are talking about the Quaker Oats guy, too.
Well, yeah, the Quaker Oats guy, too.
Yep.
Okay, yes,
Cream
but
wheat.
this is what I'm saying. I mean, look at what they did with Mr. Peanut. Now we got Baby Peanut. It's like, okay.
I think that was just to cash in on Baby Yoda.
Yeah, that's different. That's
still,
not.
Well, I know I'm not lumping it into this dialogue, but I'm just saying we're changing the faces of the products. Okay, all in the light of all this stuff that is going on. It hasn't bothered us for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. I think
it has.
Okay, but black people, you know, are more deserving of a lot of things. They are. Okay, and do your research, dig a little deeper, find out all of those black inventors, all of the black creators, all of the black artists, all of the black people that have made huge strides in the world. And, you know, then that would be something for examination on an entirely different platform. But, okay, so we're going to make black people feel better because we're changing the bottles of syrup, or we're changing the boxes of wheat, or we're changing all of this stuff. Is this the idea?
They took the Indian woman off the Land O'Lakes butter.
Off the Land O'Lakes butter.
Hold on. Let's spin this into what we talk about on a regular basis. Okay. How many years ago was it that Miles Morales was created? And Miles Morales is of Spanish and black descent. And there were a lot of people who, even 10 years ago, I mean, yeah, there are people who are like, yeah, that's my Spider-Man.
Yes,
that's my Spider-Man.
It was representation or
right.
matters.
Right. So if that's the case, I'm not shocked by some of these other things. It's just the real question is, why did we let this go on for so long? But that's an entirely different conversation. But
well, yeah, but see also too, okay, and the whole ethnic censorship is not a new thing, but it seems like when it comes to the place of black people, it was more of a turning of the cheek than an actual recognition. I mean, the Spanish community, they were offended after so many years about, you know, Speedy Gonzalez and, you know, Slowpoke Jimenez, who, you know, they thought, oh, he's a stoner because, you know, this and that. Okay, look at what they did with the Frito Bandito, and of course how he ended up dropping out of sight. Rice Crinkles, which had an Asian, you know, kid with a braided ponytail and, you know, dressed and talked in broken English. And of course, if you watch Jerry Lewis's movies, you know, and some of his stick with the big goofy teeth and the round glasses impersonating Japanese people. Okay, I mean, you know, and the whole thing too is, you know, black people in of themselves.
Hey, look, what about when Whoopi Goldberg and Ted Danson decided to do blackface together?
Yeah, to do the blackface thing.
I mean, we're talking about Whoopi Goldberg thinking it was okay for Ted Danson to do it. I mean, that's...
Right. That, well, and the backlash that followed after that.
Yeah.
Okay, and all right, when you go ahead and you talk about certain things in this nature, I know everybody's saying, yeah, but that's everybody else. What about Black Lives Matter? Okay, and I am addressing Black Lives Matter. I'm just providing certain examples that have come from all fractions of different things that have happened in Americana, in pop culture. I mean, yeah, it's a shameful display of black culture. I mean, black motion pictures were filmed with, hand-me-down cameras and hand-me-down sound equipment and hand-me-down production values. Okay.
Well, in the early to mid 20th century, it was a different scene.
Yeah, I was going to say, it depends. It kind of depends on what you're talking about. Like, for example, there was nothing hand-me-down about anything Michael Jackson did. Nothing.
Well, okay. As far as like talking in the later years, now you're talking about the early part of the last century when we're talking like the back in the 1900s all the way to say let's go to like the 1960s when things really started to ramp up. As far as that, I mean, things were ramping on the black platform all along, but it was a slow ramping up through the decades that, a lot of things were just allowed and left to be out there, and, let's face it, black people, for the longest time have been the butt end of a lot of comedy, have been the last call on a lot of situations, have been, who have invented things and have had their inventions stolen or just taken away. I've talked before about, Betty Boop is black. I can go into that whole thing. The people out there in the audience who are going to listen to this show, they're saying Betty Boop was black? And yeah. So there's a lot of things that a lot of people do not know were invented by the black populace. But, if I was to empty out my record collection of black music, 3/4 of my black music would be gone. My shelves would be empty. Okay? So this is the point I'm trying to make with the whole black thing as far as, okay, yeah, we're going to change a few icons. We're going to change a few labels. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Now, is this going to be something that's going to happen that's going to ramp up into something huge? Or is it just going to be another 10-year matter of appeasals until everything dies down, when everything starts, going back to normal, when everybody's not paying so strict attention to this thing.
Yeah, those days are done. Those days of people not paying attention are done. You have in a social media world, that's not happening.
You film something and it's out there for everyone.
Yeah, that's not happening. Those days are done.
Okay, yes, but now that we've got the power in our hands, that we walk around, with our phones, that in milliseconds we could make or break a piece of history right on our phones. That's a very powerful device if you think about it.
Well, that's been the case for a while.
Right, but how much is too much? Okay, see, and then you get to thinking about that. I mean, now...
You're talking about censorship, son.
Well, and you're talking about situations that are happening, what used to happen in hours, maybe days, now happening within seconds and minutes.
Yeah.
So there's the big change on that horizon. Yeah, I can only hope that 20 years from now, when people listen back to these programs, and they'll think, dang, that's how it was then. Well, yeah, that's how things were now.
Yeah, I'm going to spin in a different direction on you, Ivan.
Huh?
Wow, I'm going to spin in a different direction on you. In 10 or 20 years from now, you know what they're going to say? Wow, that was slow.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's not going to be, look at how different things were. It's going to be, wow, that was slow. It's going to get faster. It's not even going to get slower.
Oh, no, it's never going to get slower. It hasn't gotten slower since the whole technological thing came in place. When IBM opened its floodgates to the government, and when it all became part of that thing, and then when it all came, into the whole residential, technology. Yeah, Bill Gates and all those cats, Who's
Bill Gates?
Jobs. Steve Jobs.
Who's Bill Gates?
Bill Gates, isn't he one of the software giants?
Yeah, with which one?
I want to say Apple.
Thank you for playing. That's okay.
Thanks for playing.
Right. No, it's Microsoft, Ivan. He's the
Microsoft.
big guy at Microsoft.
Okay,
anyway, we know where you're coming from, Ivan. As far as the technology has caught up with us, and we're able to convey messages abroad.
But not only that. It's not even that, man. It's just the fact that I'm just hoping that I never, ever, ever in my lifetime ever have to see the likes of what I got to see twice in my lifetime. Twice. It should have never happened. A lot of things should have never happened. And a lot of things, had there been more of a movement on it, we would have never gotten to this point. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So with that, okay, I mean, and as a person who takes the time to try to dig into a lot of different types of bags for different types of things, as far
different kinds of stuff.
Yeah, and different kinds of stuff. You're right.
Okay, things and stuff. Mm-hmm. That's good.
But at the same time, by all my things and all my stuff and everything, I referenced in this program today, and I have to say quite eloquently, I might add. But I just know that I hope that from here, that things start to take a much bigger shape. I mean, well, speaking of technology, just on a left turn here, look at what happened to Trump's big deal down in Texas.
I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Ivan.
I was in Oklahoma, Ivan.
Was it in Oklahoma? No, I thought it was in Texas.
It was in Tulsa.
Nope. It was in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
All right, well, Tulsa, Texas.
Tulsa, Texas. Yes, the great town of Tulsa, Texas.
I think we just found our episode title.
So Ivan. So Jeff, how was your week?
Okay, so my week still goes on here.
Okay,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Okay, finish your week, Ivan.
Well, finish your week. You went on you hit soapbox.
You went this big tirade about, and then we're not knocking that, but. Okay, I mentioned syrup, and then Ivan goes off for 20 minutes.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Go ahead.
So,
go ahead, Dad. Go ahead.
Did you finish your week, Ivan?
Yeah.
Anything else you need to mention?
What are we missing? What are we missing?
What are you missing?
Well, the fact that besides the fact that not only did I do the musical thing.
No.
And the fact that, yes.
I did catch some of it yesterday. Very good.
Okay, and then I got myself a new cat.
What? You got another cat?
Yes, I have a new cat.
Why did we not have pictures of this cat?
Because I had to wait, because I was going to talk about my Father's Day situation, which was also part of my week. That Soraya and her boyfriend came by. We had a lovely dinner, and she brought me some wonderful presents, which I was really very thrilled about. And we had gotten Otis, a few days before. but we weren't going to put it out on the Facebooks or the Instagram because we wanted Soraya to be surprised when she walked in. Otis is an 8-week black tiger cat, which he's black, but he's got even darker stripes, which very wonderful cat, just really well mannered and well tempered. And
the cat from Netflix.
Yeah, no, not the cat.
Not the
Tiger or whatever the hell it is.
No,
okay.
Not Tiger King.
Just checking.
No, not Tiger King.
Well, we need pictures ASAP.
Yes, I will be sending those out now. But, not now.
Did Soraya get you a shirt?
Give me a shirt? No, I didn't get a shirt.
Okay.
No, I didn't get a shirt. I didn't get socks. Didn't get underwear. Didn't get a handkerchief. Did not get a tie. Did not get records. Did not get a watch. Did not get...
Well, that's too bad. I've been not getting records is the problem.
No. Ivan has too many records. And Ivan don't need no more records.
Wait, whoa. Say that again?
Says Ivan doesn't need any more records.
No. Say the other one before again.
What was the one before?
The one where I heard him say Ivan has too many records.
Ivan has too many records. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Wow.
I have too many records.
Wow.
But
I think I'm in shock, Mike.
Well, just like I got too many plastic robots.
Well, he's got too many plastic robots. I got too many records, but doesn't mean I'm going to stop getting them.
That's right. Yeah.
I was gonna say, where's the cat gonna live? Because
in the box the record sleeves came in.
Well, actually, there's a lot of room up here, but all I'm saying is, Otis is his name. Beautiful black cat. I love him. Good cat. And
Ivan's made room for pussy.
Have you made an appointment with the vet?
I will be doing that next week, okay, because, finance. And then I'll be able to get all of his shots up to date and get all, whatever he needs to get done, so he's legit. And, he came from a litter from one of Julie's friends, and she had mentioned it. We were going to, Soraya had found a black cat previously, and the cat was named Abby. The cat had, she had found the cat and had brought the cat to us, but that cat was an indoor-outdoor cat and didn't like Marley at all. And we put the word out there to find the owner of the cat, which eventually she ended up, getting in contact. We ended up getting Abby home and everything, but and we were kind of wondering how Marley was going to take to a kitten, after what happened with that fiasco. But, the two of them are wrestling and they're having the best time and they're making an adjustment and Marley seems very content. So, you know what? I'm happy.
Good. That's important. They be sure they
get along.
One will take well to the other one.
Oh yeah, they're doing fine. They're like a couple of siblings.
Good.
So
it's important that pussy gets along.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to have good pussy, but having good pussy is a good thing. And of course, I'm lucky because not only do I have one, I have two pussy, to work with. So it's
such
kind of
innuendo.
Yes, I know. Double entendre. Yes. Oh my God. Anyway, so now, Jeff, how was your week?
Right, we're 1 hour in. Okay, Jeff, how was your week?
So
usually it's the other way around, so don't feel so bad.
Indeed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I did some gaming over the weekend, so I got a chance to do some role playing over the weekend, and that was all right. That wasn't bad. We had a good time with that. It's funny because it's very different trying to role play, doing like a paper pencil dice kind of D&D kind of thing over the net than it is on person. Because what happens is, like, you have to, first of all, everybody has to make sure that everybody has their technology going right, and that can be a pain in the ass. Then to top it off, really, if people want to have side conversations, they can in person. But if you're playing a role-playing game online where people are talking, then when people are talking, other people can't hear, or you have to wait for other people to get done talking and having their little conversations on the side while not moving the adventure forward. So it's interesting because it takes up time.
I'm
sorry?
It sounds painful.
Depends. I mean, if the problem where it becomes painful is like if we're trying to set up a slate of games for the day and we have multiple people, because we probably had about 20 or 30 people playing different games that day.
Okay.
So we set up multiple games. The problem is when you're trying to set up a schedule for the day and you're setting up like 9 a.m. to 1 with a 1 hour break and then a start at 2 o'clock and go to 6 and then have a 1 hour break and go from like 7 to 11, the problem becomes you start to lose time to make sure that you're going to finish on time.
Right, because you got other people who are on a hard schedule. They're on a hard break.
Right, because you're on hard break times. And the interesting part is like sometimes you're not starting on time simply because everybody doesn't have their technology down, or this person didn't get the right link, or this person can't get on the right server channel, or this or this or this or that. And you look up and the next thing you know, it's like 15 minutes in and you haven't started. It's 15 minutes in and you haven't started yet.
I got a question for you, Jeff, before you proceed. Okay, so I don't know if it's true for when you host a campaign, how when you do it live, you're in the room with everybody all at once, and you feel the room with the vibage, and the adventure that's in the air because you're with all these people in the same room. Does that translate into what you're doing digitally? Because I know that when I DJ live in person, you're feeding off the energy and the fervent sensualities that are happening in the room that drives you to want to keep pumping that music out there, just like you would like to keep pumping that story out there to all your your role playing people. I mean, is that a thing?
So to answer your question, one of the things I found interesting is that you have to be, when you're playing online, you have to be a lot more forward. Okay? You can't wait for your moment to talk. Because if you wait for your moment to talk, somebody's just going to jump on over you. And as a result, sometimes people who are running games are not making sure that everybody's getting their time. And it's a little bit more difficult. It's a little bit more difficult when you're on digital, and you have to be careful. If anything, it's helping me with my GMing skills, in that game mastering skills, in that and in some ways it's a helpful skill for when I do moderation of panels and stuff, for when I work with Toastmasters or when I do that stuff, because it makes me aware of, okay, who hasn't talked or who hasn't been involved? How do I get this person more involved? How do I get this, you really have to play traffic cop at times to really make sure that everybody gets where they want to get and get what you want. But
and be sure everyone gets representation and
right. And in fairness, I've played in modules where literally I'm like, I'm gonna go sit on I'm gonna go sit on the bed and look at Pornhub because I'm that bored, because nobody's talked to me. Nobody's let me talk in about 15 minutes.
And yes, people lose interest. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that becomes a
problem.
Keep
everybody engaged.
And that becomes a problem, and you got to be careful. And that's the other part, is side conversations and funny conversations are fine in a regular game. The problem is when that stuff happens in game and and now you're on a digital platform, this is now taking up airtime instead of this is usually side conversations. Or like, for example, when someone decides they have a rules question and they all sit there and decide they want to talk about it there, it's like, no, you're taking time away. Shut up. Go away. Stop it. Let's just play the game. Let's just play the game and not worry about this.
Right. Let's not go into how many variations of that rule there are.
Right. I mean, sometimes you have to ask a rules question, but okay, we don't need to go into a 15-minute comment. This doesn't need to turn into, and those little conversations, because now they're taking up bandwidth time, take time away, and it takes energy away from certain things. Again, and part of it is you have to get used to being a GM in these circumstances, and in some ways, as a player, you need to be aware of these things. Unfortunately, a lot of players aren't. A lot of players are very much about them and what they're playing and how they're going to play and what they're going to do.
So so they're not cognizant of what's happening with the other players on that very same platform. Thus, there's like almost a disconnect.
Oh, they're cognizant, but they're going to play their game the way they're going to play their game, and that's not really their issue or their problem to think about other. I shouldn't say it's not their issue. It's just depending on personality types and character types and how that all meshes out, the mesh can be interesting, and certain things are noticeable when I'm doing this from a digital perspective. Well,
people get angry. I mean, when they don't feel that they're as well represented or not as much engaged in the platform as they would like to be.
No, not yet. We haven't gotten to that point yet. We haven't gotten to that point.
At least from your perspective, people are still having a good time. Otherwise, they wouldn't. Yeah,
for the most part,
stop showing up.
Right. For the most part, everybody's still having a good time. And keep in mind, at this point, it's either game this way or no game at all.
Right.
Well, yeah, because yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That becomes the thing. Trying to think what else this past week. I saw Just Mercy with because part of it being it was free this month for anybody who wanted to rent it.
Yeah, and that was I think it was out in December. But yeah,
right. It was out late December, and then they made it because with everything going on, they decided to make it free this month.
Yeah, for what's going on now.
With everything's going on. Michael B. Jordan just continues to impress me as an actor.
Yeah, he is. He's great. I loved him in Creed.
He really continues to impress me in terms of what his range is and what he can do. And by the way, Jamie Foxx is really good in this movie too. It's really funny. It's Jamie Foxx, Michael B. Jordan, and Brie Larson. So, we got Painkiller, and we got Captain Marvel. So go figure.
And Killmonger, yeah.
Yeah, Killmonger.
And Electro.
I'm sorry. Electro. Sorry, what was I thinking? Yeah. But yeah, it was. It's a really solid movie. It's a high recommend. I would.
All right, I'm going to see. I planned to see it, but I just didn't because it's December and whatever. Everyone's busy and holidays and whatnot. Well, so yeah, I'm going to check it out.
Well, if you get a chance to do it now, it's free till the end of the month.
Yeah, so I'm going to check it out.
So yeah, I mean, if you've got on demand or something like that, you can pick it up. Yeah, right now it's free on demand.
Okay.
So it was a good, solid 2+ hour watch. It was really good. I saw something called Quiz. That was a short series on AMC, and that was really good. And I think that you can get on demand too at this point. I thought that was really solid too. It's about the people who supposedly defrauded millionaire and scammed millionaire out of the $1 million, right? And that they went out in England and they went to court. And it's interesting because they kind of tell it from the perspective of the people who it happened to. So it's interesting because the spin in some ways is not necessarily that they embezzled as much as did these people. were there things that were done on purpose by the show to purposely, who's to say what's fair in love and war kind of thing. Mm. But it was well acted. Again, AMC had it, so people can find it on demand. I know it is. It's about probably about 6 hours total.
What would you give it out of 5, Mans?
I'd say 4.
Okay.
It was solid.
All right.
It was really good. Curious what you thought about Stargirl last week?
Yeah, episode 5 aired last week of Stargirl. And then, yeah, it's good so far. I just don't find the character who takes up Dr. Midnight. Yeah, she is annoying. She gets the job done, but I do like the character who's going to play Hourman. I like his arc, so we'll see where that goes. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's solid so far. Yeah. So then wheels are in motion, things are happening, the forces of evil at work, and the Stargirl's getting her little team together. So things are starting to happen. So yeah, it's good so far. I'm still in.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. So yeah, I mean, those were kind of the basics. I'm trying to think of anything. Oh, and I'm sorry. And on Sunday I grilled myself a Brontosaurus burger size steak.
Give me a Brontosaurus burger.
Yeah. I mean, that thing was huge. I don't think it barely fit on the plate. I'm like,
giant Bronto steak.
I was like, jeez. I went to Jewel and it was like, I went to the Jewels. I should say the Jewels because we're Chicagoans and we're supposed to say the Jewels. But I Jewel.
I always called it Jewel Osco.
That too.
Have you seen a Jewel without an Osco?
I have.
Okay.
I have.
Yeah, I don't have. Around here, we've always had Jewel Osco. That's why I always call it.
Yeah, that's you guys are further out.
Yeah, out in the sticks.
Out in the sticks.
Yeah.
We're out in the sticks. We get a Jewel Osco.
Near St. Charles, where it's the edge of the earth.
Yeah, but you have a Sonic.
It's overrated.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
What?
It's overrated.
What?
I'm not big on Sonic. Me personally, I'm not big on Sonic.
Ah, God.
Well, okay, I have to kind of agree on some of the.
Oh, we lose Ivan?
I don't know.
Ivan? Make sure he's still in the chat. He's still in the chat.
Ivan.
He's not muted. Oh, I think, we lost Ivan.
There
you go. Oh, Ivan, we lost a whole 30 seconds of what you're talking about. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry because my phone was ringing.
Okay.
So what happened was that, yeah, as far as the burgers and the tater tots, they're great. I did have on a couple of occasions ordered their hot dogs. And
I wouldn't touch a hot dog there.
Yeah, their hot dogs were not really up to snuff as far as I was concerned. Their foot-long dog, actually when I got it, it was cold.
Oh, no.
See, I would never get a hot dog though from Sonic.
See, but I was just, it was one of those moments, you know how you just, when you're out there traveling and you just want to try something just on the cuff of trying it? But I do
not a hot dog from Sonic.
No, well, I tried the hot dog from Sonic and no, I was not blown away by it, by no stretch of the imagination. See? I mean, if I want a great hot dog, I go to, there's several hot dog places
right.
in the city I go to.
And that's why I would never get a hot dog from Sonic. Because that's not someplace, growing up in Chicago, that's not someplace I would ever imagine
getting a hot dog.
Okay, I can get a good hot dog.
Yeah, there's plenty of good hot dog places other than Sonic.
Oh, well,
right,
yeah.
Exactly. That's the last place I would think about getting a hot dog.
Yeah.
Okay, so tried it. Didn't like it. Not sold on Sonic hot dogs.
Yeah, to me, it's more about the ice cream stuff and tots.
Yeah. I like the ice cream. I do like their shakes. I do like their combinations. I like when they can put 2 flavors on each side of a cup and do their groovy thing with it.
Did you guys know that KFC no longer does the potato wedges?
Really?
Yeah, they switched to fries.
Did they really?
Yeah.
It's funny. There's not really a KFC nearby me anymore.
I have one down the street from me.
Okay.
Your Popeyes is closer to you, Ivan.
Well, my Popeyes is closer though, and I still get their chicken sandwiches, which are still to die for.
Yes.
But I was surprised because we got KFC the other day, and I'm like, hey, where's the wedges? And they don't have wedges anymore. So.
Do they still have mac and cheese? Although they changed the mac and cheese recipe, it's not nearly as good as it used to be.
Yeah, no, I don't get mac and cheese from there.
You know what I miss from the KFC? The little bucket parfaits.
Do they not have those anymore?
No.
Really?
No. They don't have the little bucket parfaits, especially the one where it's a crumbly chocolate cake at the bottom with the hot fudge and then the whipped cream on the top. Oh my goodness. I used to live for those. And no, they don't sell those anymore. That's kind of a shame. I mean, and so for me, kind of if I had to put it in order, I'd definitely go to Popeyes first before I even think about going to KFC now. Because the chicken sandwich just kind of knocked it out of the ballpark for me, and not to mention the fact that I've fallen in love with their Cajun mashed potatoes, which is really good too. So, yeah.
That I've not tried, but
it's the mashed potatoes are just your regular mashed potatoes as you would get in any good place like that, but it's the gravy that they put in. It's got a bit of a Cajun kick to it. It's got a little spicy kick to it, which is really very good. At least I think so, as far as that's concerned.
Okay.
And as far as like hot dogs, as far as like Sonic, digressing back to the original point, Sonic for me, everything else but the hot dogs. Would never do a dog for Sonic for me.
How would you rank their fries?
Well, that's a toughie because the fact that I like their tots. I like their tots more than their fries.
Right. Okay.
I like their tots more than their fries. If I want French fries, Red Hot Ranch is right up there. The nice, fresh cut, in the bag, right from the fryer French fries. Or if I want like the real, crunchy outside, poofy inside fries, I go to.
That's poofy, not poopy inside. Yeah.
I said poofy.
I know we said you sounded. I just wanted to clarify. You said
your
poofy.
mic is not helping you today.
Yeah, my earbuds.
Poofy.
Yes.
Your mic is not helping you today at all. I'm just telling you that right now.
Okay, well, here.
There have been a couple of things where I'm like, what did he just say?
Poofy.
Yes.
Poofy. Okay. Culver's.
Is that Goofy's cousin?
No. Yeah.
Gorge.
So anyway, so if you Sonic, you'd get the tater tots instead.
I would get the tater tots. Yeah.
I agree. I once in a while, I got a hankering for tater tots.
You know who makes decent tater tots, but they only make them in the morning? Is Burger King.
Yeah.
Well, Burger King makes those tater chips where they're like
no, they still
they
have
make tater tots.
No,
they're tots in the morning.
Do they have like actual tots in the morning?
In the morning. In the breakfast, they have tots.
Yeah. Okay, because I know that in the breakfast for Burger King, they got these little small, like quarter-sized potatoes. I guess they're tots. Yeah. All right. Yeah. But
tater discs.
Tater disc. I get that. Yeah. But as far as like getting those for breakfast, especially with their sandwiches, I love their sandwiches.
I haven't had the French toast sticks in a while. I like those.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, they're okay for breakfast.
Yeah, they are.
Although I will tell you, I hate their fries. I cannot stand.
I don't like Burger King fries.
I'd sooner get onion rings rather than their fries.
Yeah, they're the worst. Yeah. Burger King fries are like
it just. And I think they used to be good long time ago.
It's like,
and then they changed it to some different oil, and then they changed the recipe, and then La La to time 46 and done.
They've always had trouble with that, though.
See, that's the same. That's what they did with. That's what KFC did. Is that they changed their fries to a lot more like as to how Long John Silver's is, where it's almost like double fried. Their French fries.
Long John Silver. I don't even think there's a Long John Silver anywhere near me anymore. They don't have those around much either. I mean,
they're certainly not building new ones.
Well, the last Long John Silver's I actually saw working Long John Silver's was on Harlem Avenue by the Expressway. That was the last Long John Silver's I had. That was a ways ago.
I don't even know where you'd find one at this point.
Yeah.
Culver's, but Culver's is everywhere now. I mean, like, it used to be like you used to joke. It's like, you took a drive up to like Kenosha or something like that. Oh, gotta stop at Culver's before I go back over the border. Now it's like, I don't even have to go. It's like, geez, there's a Culver's everywhere now. At least in the northern suburbs.
Especially in southern Wisconsin. Yeah, they're everywhere.
Oh, well, just like in the city, there's one on Irving Park, not far from my house here.
Yeah, no, I know which one you're talking about. There's that. But yeah, there's one in Skokie, there's one in Glenview.
I haven't had Culver's in a couple of years. The last time it didn't agree
with me.
Oh my God,
it's like whether or not I break my diet or not depends on what the flavor of the day is.
Well, about their ice cream, when they do have the flavor of the day. Yeah, I like doing that. I like their French fries. Their butter burgers, if it's done well, I'll eat that.
Yeah, they're hit or miss. The cheese curds, though. They're a little expensive, but they're worth it.
But they're worth it for the price, the cheese curds.
Well, you look at how much fries are there versus cheese curds, you're like, wait a minute, what the hell? I mean, well, no, seriously, why are fries like $2 and cheese curds are like $4?
Well, I don't know.
That's a little...
Yeah, with the price increases, I've had, there's a Tommy's in town here.
No, this was before the price increases.
Yeah.
I mean, even before the price increases, it's like...
Well, I mean, our cheese curds kind of glorified cheese sticks anyway.
Kinda. I don't know. It depends. We're not from Wisconsin. We can't answer that.
Yeah, because, but that's a Wisconsin thing, so,
Yeah.
Not properly qualified, although I'm close to the border, so.
Yeah. Mike is close to the foreign land that is Wisconsin.
Behind the cheddar curtain, yeah.
Behind the cheddar curtain, yeah.
I haven't had Culver's in a while. It just didn't agree with me last time, so.
Yeah.
You know what I miss? I miss Fuddruckers.
Yeah, those are around. I think those are dead too, are they? And I don't know.
Still one. I think there's still one in Schaumburg on Gulf Road.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not one near me any.
No, not anymore.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Mike and I think you went too when it used to be down the end of Skokie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, from the old radio station.
Oh yeah. Well, geez, how could you not realize I went with you guys at times? I still remember the one time.
But the one time you fixed Jerome's sandwich.
Yeah. That's what I was
we talked about that. Yeah,
we talked about this before. Oh man.
But yeah, with Fuddruckers, I miss. I haven't been to one in
his
3 years.
Real good that day.
I know we did, man. We fixed his.
You're coming off of
so anyway,
any other fast food? 20-hour shift.
Any other fast food discussions we want to have before we move along?
I don't know.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Oh, by the way, DJ Buffet will be here. Only had some. They have a new chip version of the Ritz crackers now, which I tried a bag of those. They're actually very good.
Ritz potato chips?
They're kind of a Ritz crisp.
Okay.
It's just this beautiful, crispy, light, airy, delightful, thing. And we had bought them, from our shopping spree the other day.
Yeah. And speaking of which, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ivan.
No. Speaking of which.
I went did my grocery shopping last week, and I was diligently hunting for the Baconator flavored Pringles. I couldn't find them.
Yeah, no. I think you had to get those online.
Yeah, okay, it might be an online limited thing.
Yeah. But yeah, the one thing. Yeah,
we do have, by the way, some. We do kind of have some news stuff this week if we want to get to it at some point here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to it.
Let's start from earlier back in the week, which is, so I guess DC is going to have their own online kind of like Comic-Con event that they're going to do, and it's going to be in late August, and they're going to have like fan sections and like panels and stuff, and it sounds like they're going to have some previews. My understanding is they might have some stuff from the new Batman, the new James Gunn movie, and obviously the Wonder Woman movie that's coming.
Yeah, they pushed Batman to October next year, which sucks.
Well, according to this, okay, so I'm looking at this article from Hollywood Reporter. The studio promises to have a presence from DC movies, including Black Adam, which is The Rock, The Flash. We'll talk about The Flash shortly, because there's some things. Zack Snyder's Justice League. I have a new reason to hate Zack Snyder, by the way.
Another one, yay!
I have a real good reason why to hate Zack Snyder now.
Well, all right.
Personally. Apparently Aquaman, Shazam, as well as the TV shows, The Flash, The Black Lightning, DC, you get the idea. It looks like they're going to have stuff about Superman and Lois, which makes me wonder if they'll have something to look at from that, too. Apparently, Warner Brothers is also announcing something from their gaming division.
Okay.
They're going to have a fan section where fans can, like, cosplay and stuff like that, too. Like I said, it does sound interesting. It is free. So it's not like anybody really has to pay to do this. But good for DC for kind of creating their own little event. I'm curious to see if stuff like this becomes, the norm rather than the other way around,
More mainstream?
Well,
we'll see if other companies follow suit, like the Disney Star Wars Marvel machine,
Well, but didn't they in theory it's kind of funny because D23 is exactly the same thing. It's just, it was a real thing. And, I'm guessing at some point they're going to do some sort of virtual thing like that for Marvel too, but who knows? There just hasn't been any talk about it. So like I said, I don't know. I'm curious. I mean, it looks like it'll be an opportunity to talk about stuff, what's going on in the actual comics, the movies, the TV shows, and a lot more. So, I don't know. Is it of interest to either one of you guys? I mean, the price is free.
The price is right. Of course, I don't know if I'll be available at the time, but if there's a live stream event, then hopefully I can catch it happening live. Yeah. Otherwise, just have to see the headlines or,
yeah.
I'll have to sleep on that, but definitely sounds interesting.
Yeah, well, anytime I get to see Gal Gadot, life is good.
Okay.
Yeah, they've promoted shown the pushing with the October. I don't know if we talked to this last week, but that was pushed October.
Yeah.
I know some of the figures are showing up in the DC Universe 6-inch line or the 7-inch line or whatever McFarlane's doing. The figures are showing up in stores now based on the golden armor that she has in the movie that's showing up in stores. So the merchandising isn't matching with the movie release date, which is can be a detriment to the promotion of the film, but I don't think so with what we got going on now.
So I mentioned earlier that Dungeons and Dragons released a statement about a diversity statement and the legacy of Dungeons and Dragons, and it is on our Squares of the Roundtable Facebook page. Obviously, they go through about sexual orientation and all those different things. Here's where it starts to get interesting, which is throughout the 50-year history of D&D, some of the peoples in the game, orcs and drow being prime examples, have been characterized as monstrous and evil, using descriptions that are painfully reminiscent of how the real-world ethnic groups have been continuing to be denigrated. That's just not right. And it's something we believe in. Despite our conscious efforts to the contrary, we've allowed some of those old descriptions to reappear in the game. We recognize that to live our values, we have to do a better job in handling these issues. If we make mistakes, our priority is to get things right. So they have a list of things that they're going to improve. We present orcs and drow in a new light in 2 of our more recent books. Whenever a D&D book is being reprinted, an opportunity to correct errors. You get the idea.
For those that don't know, that in Dungeons and Dragons, the drow is like a blue kind of elf looking figure.
It's underworld, and they're supposed to be dark.
Yeah.
So there's some stereotypes to that.
Yeah.
It's unsupported, but there's been a little bit more of this, some interesting news about this Flash movie, that apparently Jeffrey Dean Morgan is talking about coming back to play, Flashpoint Thomas Wayne. And then the other bigger announcement, well, I shouldn't say announcement, but the other bigger talk is that Michael Keaton's talking about coming back to play Batman.
Okay.
For this
I
Flash
think he'd be better suited to be like old man Bruce Wayne for like a Batman.
Well,
Beyond.
and that's what they're talking about.
That makes sense.
Is that he is going to be kind of like their Nick Fury, and he's going to be like some sort of maybe possibly out of time or older Batman. And it's supposedly they're talking about more than one movie. So we don't know how that's going to work, but supposedly that's a conversation that's being had. So there's that. Trying to see what else we've got this week. Of course, DC talking about reviving Milestone. Gee, what a shock. That seems to make sense. Mike's gonna have to get Netflix.
I have access to Netflix.
Do you? Because Cobra Kai got to be over there.
Yep. Yeah.
Or Iron can let you bum Netflix.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, so now you guys can watch it when it comes to Netflix. It's still on YouTube Red. I think season 1 might be free on YouTube. I'm not sure.
Oh, I think so. I think it is. But
yeah, I'm digging it. Can't wait for season 3.
It'd be nice to see the Milestone characters come back and not just. I'm always surprised that Static doesn't have his own book.
I remember Static Shock had his own series.
Right, well, that's why I'm always shocked that Static doesn't have his own book. Even now. I mean, people still talk about that show. And it's been like, at least 10 to 20 years, right? Since the TV show? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of surprised that that they just have never figured out a way to put him in a book. Anywhere. Because you would think that would sell. The only other thing I can think of that I'm looking at here that maybe we could. I think we'll have a show before. Yes, we'll have a show before that happens. But Disney Plus will have Hamilton on the 3rd of July.
Okay.
Somebody roll a dice?
Who?
I don't know. I keep hearing something that rolls dice.
Nope.
What are you doing over there, Ivan?
Okay.
Just moving stuff around.
Okay.
Sounds like dice rolling.
He's got you're opening his sleeves or...
No, I'm just checking out my albums here.
Okay, cool. What albums did you get?
What albums did I get? Okay, well, from England, I got my copy of Bluebird Blues and of the Vintage series, 16 wonderful performances of blues records from 1933 to 1946. I'm excited about that. A very rare Timmy Euro side with an album soundtrack from a movie called Interlude from the '60s, and I got the Shirelles and King Curtis, two of my favorite people, in one album. Which of course it's Soul with the Shirelles, which I'm real excited to hear that too. And so that's what I got today. That's what the mailman brought me. Plus, 400 brand new, beautiful white heavy sleeves. I'm happy. I've been digging out records from the naked piles that are in my record collection. Because I got like a couple of crates where it's like, just all these records I've been processing and over the years, and now I'm finally digging in and going, oh, okay, now that I've had all this time to go through the record collection to start, actually cutting some things away. I've sold off a couple of pieces already.
Good.
So I got those little disco cases with the handles that twist on the top. You pull it up and you can put like 60 records.
Right, the round ones?
Like the round ones.
Cylindrical? Exactly. Yeah, cylindrical. I can say
cylindrical, yes. And so I managed to sell a couple of those off in the last couple of weeks. And then, good deal, $20. You get 60 records, if you want to just jump in with both feet to check it out and stuff. So, and, I do the pulls, I do the choosings. I'm very meticulous as far as what goes into those holders because, my name's on it. So, and, so people have been happy with them. And I got a guy, coming through in about a week. He's gonna be bringing.
I
got a guy. Yeah, he goes by DJ Biosaur. He's from I'm trying to think of the radio station that he's on. Okay, I can't think of it offhand, but anyway, yeah. But he's coming over. He's going to be bringing a multi columned 45 box for me. So he wants to kind of dig into some of the record boxes. I'm like, yeah, sure, come on over. It says, yeah, it's $70 I paid for it. And it's still in the box. It's new in the box. I even used it, and so I could do it in trade. And I'm like, well, I can trade and cash you next week. I could trade you now. Whatever you want.
I give you beads.
I mean, yeah, he can dig into the bead collection of records. That's fine with me.
No beads. I give you beads.
Oh, beads.
No necklaces. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. No necklaces, just beads.
I give you pocket lint.
I give you this candy from the inside of my pocket, including the lint that's stuck to it.
Ooh.
How about I give you this goat?
Yeah, I think live animals should become the new currency. Let's get rid of cash. Cash is too dirty, too filthy. Let's go back to live animals.
Let's go to barter. Let's just barter stuff.
Need a chair for 4 chickens.
Hey, I could use some wood. Well, I can give you screws for them.
Yeah, well, then I'll have no wood to put the screws into.
So, Mike since we teased it earlier, and we should do this before we go.
Yeah.
Mike did want to talk about movie theaters.
Yeah. Apparently AMC is planning to open the end of July.
Surprisingly.
Is it the end of July or mid-July? I don't remember which.
Towards the end because they want the Christopher Nolan Tenet that's coming. And I think July 30th, is that when I forget
31st.
when. Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Well, hold on. It's on the Squares page. Should I go look it up? Okay.
Sure, look it up. That's a great idea, Jeff.
It up.
You go look it up.
Why do I have to go look it up?
Because that's your job.
Ivan's busy cataloging his records in the middle of the radio show, in the middle of the podcast.
Well, you know what? You'd be nice. I'll start playing those things on the next podcast. I mean, I still have those tapes sitting on the deck.
Yeah, you keep threatening that.
Yeah, I do.
You keep threatening that, and that doesn't happen.
Well, because I'm trying to be nice.
By the way, apparently DC is working with Spotify to create
more
podcasts like radio shows.
Yeah,
like radio kind of stuff.
Read along audio podcasts to go along with the comics. Is that what they're doing?
I don't know if that's what it is, or it's like more of a radio show.
I want to be the voice of Booster Gold.
It's not the Green Lantern, you know.
No, thank you, Green Lantern. I remember that episode of Justice League. Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find that article. I know it's on the Squares page. I just gotta find it.
Ivan, you're...
I haven't eaten a bite.
You sound like the Jack in the Box drive-through.
I like a number 4.
I told the carbohydrate starter. Exactly, yeah. Yes, I would like fries with that.
Yeah, I want to drive through.
I said a medium root beer. Okay, thank you. I'll pull through.
I told you 3 times, no mayo. What the hell?
So anyway, I looked it up. Okay, so this article's from Variety. So AMC Theaters, the world's largest exhibitor, has unveiled plans to reopen after coronavirus forced it to close its more than 600 venues in the U.S. for nearly 4 months. The company is expected to resume operations in 450 of those locations on July 15th and expects to be almost fully armed and operational by the time that Disney's Mulan debuts on July 24th. And then Warner Brothers' Tenet, the Christopher Nolan one, opens on July 31st.
I was right.
I gotta be honest. Other than Wonder Woman right now,
yeah, I would want Black Widow and Wonder Woman. I don't want to see Mulan and this Tenet thing.
It might be good, but I mean, am I really going to the movie theater at this point, considering the crazies? No.
I wouldn't. I'm out for Mulan anyway. They changed it too much from the animated film. I could care less about Mulan.
In this Tenet thing, it's like I kind of am sitting here. I'm like, okay, I'll just wait 3 months until it comes on video.
Yeah.
Or on demand, and I'll watch it then. I mean, I'm not
$5 cheap seats.
Even at $5 cheap seat, I'm like,
so AMC.
I still have
good.
Well, I was gonna say I still have like leftover
popcorn,
like freebies for tickets and stuff.
I wouldn't eat that.
Popcorn. Yeah, I have a whole bucket that I saved from under the seat. You want some?
It's from February.
Yeah, from February.
No, so the CEO and president, Adam Aaron, said that we didn't rush to reopen. There were some jurisdictions in some states, such as Georgia and Texas, that have allowed people to reopen theaters in mid-May. We opted to remain closed so we could give the country time to get a better handle on coronavirus. We wanted to use this time to figure out how to best open and how to do so safely.
That's very considerate.
Well, and first it was people don't want to wear masks. So it's okay. I'll take a number 7 with a side of potato wedges and. Seriously.
What's dork?
They are now. They are now requiring that you're going to have to wear the mask.
Yeah, but then how are you going to eat the popcorn?
Well, obviously not when you're eating the popcorn.
So once you sit in your seat, then you can take the mask off.
Well, I would say don't use it while you're eating.
Once you take your seat, then you can munch on your popcorn.
Right, but obviously when you're not munching on it, put your freaking mask back on. Right?
Yeah. How do you suck your soda then? Stick the straw up your nose?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that'd hurt.
Will you be demonstrating that next show?
I can do my COVID test while I stick the swab up my nose.
The swab. No, I'm not doing the swab.
So
the swab 3 weeks in a row, man. Woo-hoo.
2 other things that I can think of.
It's like
which
tickles
is one,
your brain.
Yeah, it does. Problem is, there's nothing there.
Well, you said it, not any of us.
I did, and I'm proud of that.
That's not true. That's not true. The thing got back there and it found a record player.
Yeah, this article from Variety is dated 4 days ago, and it says our AMC will not mandate, excuse me, that all guests wear masks, but although employees will be required to do so.
Yeah, and then they changed.
They changed it after the backlash. Yeah, so
yeah, like within 24 hours, it was like, yeah, we're changing our mind. Okay. Speaking. Oh, by the way, so I did kind of tease this, which is yes, Christopher Nolan. Not Christopher Nolan. Zack Snyder can rot in hell. Seriously.
Rot in hell.
What's he done now?
Someone was asking on Twitter which Robin was the dead one from Justice League. Whose Robin suit is that?
Dead Robin.
And he goes, "Oh yeah, it's Dick Grayson."
Yeah, you jerk.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Dick Grayson's like my favorite character in all of all of DC comics. Fuck you. Seriously. Take your fucking Snyder universe and take it and shove it up your yang. Screw you. Hey. I can't believe
if it's not mentioned on screen, if it's not shown on screen, it's not canon.
Well, yeah, but now they let him back into the head house and who knows. Fucking idiots. Oh, I'm sorry. That happened this week. They actually did have some sort of little snippet that he put out there.
How big was the snippet?
Like maybe a minute.
Okay.
Like a minute where it's like it's Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman looking at some sort of like almost like hieroglyphics, and then they show.
Yeah, and then it goes to the flashback of the big battle scene from.
No, there was one where it flashes to where it shows Darkseid.
Right.
I don't know.
Is he clad in a diaper?
Could be.
Diaper. I don't know. By the way, so apparently it's the fourth, and this is where I thought would be a good place to try to dovetail towards the end and crash. Apparently it's the 40th anniversary of the Blues Brothers.
Yes.
We have any thoughts on this? I mean,
I did not see it in the theater. I was 9 years old when it came out.
Right.
So I only saw it on cable many, many times the following year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was there at the top of the Daily Center when they did the downtown scene when they were chasing them down and they parked in front of the mayor's
Picasso.
office. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I was up top. I was working for the phone company then. Got to see it. Awesome.
Yeah, the Blues Brothers soundtrack CD was like one of the first CDs I ever got.
Yeah.
I mean, I still have all my Blues Brothers albums and everything. I mean, the whole concept of the Blues Brothers was a real brain trust on the part of, John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. And the fact that, it was not John Belushi's first venture into music either. He had a band in Chicago, don't you?
Yeah, and he did lots of musical numbers on SNL.
Right. He had a band called the Ravens in high school, of which my friend Chris Gilbert released the first and only 45 that the Ravens did. With John Belushi on drums, Jolly Green Giant. Pretty awesome stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
But,
But
so,
as far as like the Blues Brothers thing, hell yeah. Show it in the theater, but I'm not going just now, but,
No, I didn't say now. I'm just saying, I just thought, thoughts on, 40 years already.
Well, yeah.
Blues Brothers.
Well, I mean, it's the Chicago movie perennial. I mean, when you think of Chicago, a lot of people tend to, point towards that movie.
Yeah. Okay. So, Jeff.
Yeah.
Check that 100 movie quotes and see if that line from Elwood.
The Blues Brothers is in there.
106 miles to Chicago. Geez. We got a full tank of gas, half pack of cigarettes. It's dark.
That's 100 drinking quotes. I gotta figure out if I can do it.
It's dark and we're wearing sunglasses.
That's what I
hit it.
Yeah.
Right.
Hit it.
Well, by the way, right now I just need an Orange Whip. How about you guys?
Orange Whip. Orange Whip.
Orange Whip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Candy.
No, there's too many.
Too many aspects. My dad's friend saw the stunt where the cop car lands in the trailer of the truck.
Oh, did he?
It happened on Route 12 up by us.
Cool. So the Sun-Times locally reprinted an article from 2005, and apparently Jane Bird purposely let them drive through the building because it was kind of a clap back to Old Man Daly.
Yeah.
Just because she figured, I could do this and be a dick. Although it's funny because Richard M. Daly has no problem with it, which is the kid. But yeah, I mean, for a generation of kids who grew up in Chicago, like, if you're a Gen X and you grew up in Chicago, that's like an iconic movie for you.
Yeah.
That movie is Chicago in a slice.
I think a few years ago, somebody made a Lego recreation of the mall chase scene.
Did they really? Wow.
Yeah, made entirely of Legos, yeah.
I guess that mall's gone.
Yeah, I heard the mall's gone, yeah.
Yeah, there's like one little portion of it's left that they actually do.
We know the Toys R Us is gone, we know that.
Yeah, the record convention, they still do it out of Hillside, but I think that's one of the few things left at what used to be the original Hillside Mall.
Plus, I'm positive they don't have Miss Piggy anymore.
No, I'm pretty sure of that.
No.
Oh, and one last piece of news I got is just that they finally announced the release date for the Netflix Transformers War for Cybertron series. It's going to drop on July 30th.
Cool.
Okay.
Because we heard that, it was coming in June, but we didn't hear anything. And there was one of the voice actresses made a comment about how they're just waiting for the other voice translations because they can't release it on Netflix until all the other foreign language variants are ready. So that's what.
What are they waiting on?
That's what I don't know.
The Polish
but that's
guys?
Maybe, yeah. But that's what the delay was. So now July 30th is when we get when they drop the series on Netflix. So happy for that. I can't wait to see it.
Me too.
Yeah.
So we got any other news, Ivan?
Me? No, nothing that's other than doing a doo-wop Twitch show on Friday night from 7 to 11 p.m.
Okay.
And let's see. Any other news as far as Logan Arcade is not opening up at the same time all the rest of these stores are going to be opening up just yet. They're not prepared for that particular.
Yeah, with everyone handling the joysticks and consoles and all the video game console stuff.
Yeah, it's
a sanitation nightmare, sanitary or whatever you want to call it.
A sanitation nightmare, right?
Not
only that, I mean,
you're back in.
I need a number 5.
That's okay.
I got this microphone on this headset. These Apple headphones that I got now. And I guess it's just this little thingy on the.
Sometimes you get a little overmodulated.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
So the thing about it is, that and of course the handling of drinks and such, in close proximity to people sitting at the bar, and there's just a lot of things to be considered. And it's not as profitable to have people inside the restaurants and bars than it is trying to serve them on the outside. Because remember, you have to open up all of the works in order to work everything that's inside. You're talking the electricity. When you turn the key in the door of a business, you've already spent hundreds of dollars already just by turning the key in the door, by turning on the lights and everything else. See, there's a lot of things to consider when you're just wanting to go back to a business. And the one drawback I have about people in business trying to having people go on the inside is that, whether it's 25 or 50, far-spaced customers, I don't think it's going to I don't think it's going to work as well as everybody's thinking it's going to work, because that's a limited amount of people that can be at your building, in your restaurant, or in your business at any one given time. See, so there's a lot of situations where is it going to be worth keeping the inside open to serve people against serving people on the outside, where it's a more ready situation without having to refer to, turning on the lights on the inside or turning on the certain things. You could kind of hold down things from the inside dining than you could from the outside dining. So a lot of things to be considered. And there was a report on Channel 7 that they went around talking to business owners, and they said it wouldn't justify in a lot of cases, it wouldn't justify the fortunes of people opening inside dining against what they're doing for outside dining.
Right.
So that being said, that's why it goes right to where I've said before. It's like, still a little too soon for me.
Jeff, you got anything going on this weekend?
Oh, it's probably going to be a little bit of a quiet weekend. I do have a couple of things Toastmaster related that I have to do. I don't know. And I'll be honest, my DVR is starting to run low on stuff. Stuff and things and stuff.
Right.
But, I'll have to bite the bullet here in a week or so to get,
Disney Plus.
That would hurt.
Disney Plus.
Go watch that Mandalorian.
Well, that's my thought.
At this point, I don't think it can live up to the hype that it's built to. I mean, it's good.
Fairness,
it's a good Star Wars series, but it's been out now so long, and now with all the merchandising coming, and
but I really kind of kept my head down on all that. I kind of on purpose paid attention very little to any of it.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm aware of it, but at the same time, when people start being like, "Oh, did you?" I'm like, "Nope, no." Kind of walk to the other part of the room or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah,
but just take it for what it is.
It's
a good Star Wars series. It's not the best Star Wars series, but some people really into it. And like I said, my niece got the Baby Yoda plushie at Target.
It's the Baby Yoda show.
Yeah.
Not the mama, not the mama, not the mama.
From the dinosaurs, right?
Yeah, really, seriously. That's what I feel like when I see about Baby Yoda. I feel like that's like the new dinosaurs baby. Like, not the mama, not the mama, not the mama.
You're not my father, not my father, not my father.
Yeah, that too.
Nope, Mandalorian's a new dad.
Hey, how's my number 5 coming along? Extra onion rings.
Sorry, we're out of onion rings, sir.
Sorry. Out of onion rings.
Out of onion rings.
Out of onion rings. No French fries.
No French fries.
You know what we do have? We have Twitter and Instagram at SOTRT Podcast. We're on YouTube. Click the bell, subscribe, when you get new content. Of course, check out all the crazy stories from our other show, News of the Squared. Shout out to Scott. And you can listen to the show on all these crazy podcasting platforms that you can download using the internet. Is PodBean, Anchor, Google, Spotify, and all that. And you can
all that stuff, all that jazz. And you can email us at sotrtpodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget to check out Ivan's DJ streaming on Twitch. That's Javan Ivan, JAVAN IVAN on Twitch. And he'll be eating hot dogs from Sonic that day.
No Sonic hot dogs.
No popcorn from February.
No. Actually, that's what he'll have on the popcorn. On the hot dog is popcorn from February.
And no French fries from Burger King either.
No French fries from Burger King. No.
It'll be garnish.
Big garbage.
What's that squeaking noise?
What squeaking noise? I don't see no squeaking noise.
No, you don't see noises, Ivan. You see noises.
Right, we don't see noises.
When you get your CBD oil, then you get to see the noises.
No.
All right,
CBD
that's it. Be safe.
Maybe next week from Tulsa,
Texas. Yes.
Tulsa,
be safe,
Texas.
everybody. Take care.
Take care. Good night. Good day, wherever you are. Bye.